what does FPX really need to do to kind of break into this hill? Should they start playing for P5 already?
I mean, there's 20 seconds left, but the important thing about getting this P4 is it resets after this, and that's a lot of mid-map control that they don't want to give up. So they are going to throw a lot of bodies here and get the control for the last 10 seconds. But Scars, they've broken the 100-point mark, 103 to 82, but they should get the first couple of seconds on this P1.
And, you know, when it comes down to this map, especially with majority, with all 4 of the hills being kind of focused towards the central location on the map, and you guys look at the mini-map, is towards the bottom part. If you can get your opponent trapped over there towards that firing range side where you see player 5 spawning at right now, that'd be great for your squad. As you see, Scar is trying to do just that. As FPX spawning towards the bottom portion of the map, looking to fight their way through. Ryu able to find themselves another kill. The Hunter drone able to find one as well. But so far, when it comes down towards our second rotation of hills, this has been one that Scars have been doing a good job contesting so far throughout this map.
It's been pretty back and forth. There was a huge play out of Tien, actually, who pushed up into the spawn of FPX and only got 1 kill, but it distracted them enough to allow Scars to get the control. But on the flip side, FPX, Yang Min actually pushed out into the back trailer into mid and got a couple free kills in the back, which allowed his teammates to get some time on this P1 to even up this game. 107 to 118. They might be waking up a little bit too late here as Scars. Look at the driving.
Oh yeah, they may be waking up a little bit too late. Only 26 more points needed for Scars. We're heading over to P2, where FPX already are going to have the spawns locked in. Scars spawning at the back portion of the map. We're on board with Mike as he is trying to look for his next kill. Going to spot out Yang Mi. Here comes Bear, clawing his way through the hill, able to pick up 2. Lapis is there to have his back as well. Now, 20 more points needed for Scars, and FPX is trying to make a desperate run to get to this hill.
Lafia's Mav just won the biggest 1v2 of the game to be able to slide in the hill there while streaks are getting called and not only find one, but stunned, find the second one. This is such a money hunt. It looks like Scars is going to do it here. 147 to 114. The investment was just not enough out of FPX, and that's going to be our map 1 Heat 1 game. Hardpoint in the hands of Scars.
Oh my, Mike went absolutely huge there. I want to say he had about a 2.0 KDA there in that map number 1, but as we're hopping on over towards Vox versus DG, because it's Heat 1, okay? It's red zone style for you guys. We want you to have all the action at your fingertips, in your hands, as you get to watch the best players in the world play some Call of Duty Mobile. Now, taking a look at this first map, we are going to see that it is going to be Vox, okay? Your second best team in Japan to come out on top with this map number 1 against DG.
150 to 69, but again, Heat 1 is full of action, so we hump right over to Revenant versus Godlike, looking to be in the first couple of hard points here on this Summit. 26-0, though. Godlike looking to be in the driver's seat currently.
What a time to be alive, okay? We get to watch you know, some of the best squads out here when it comes down to the India region. You know, we know how dominant Godlike is, but we also know the grudge that they have up against Revenant. So far in this matchup, it's going to be Trunks sitting at 4-1 on the KD scale. He's looking good for his squad, but as we're on board here with Zyro towards mid-map heading to P2, he's going to be able to connect one with the shotty. Trophy system goes down. The right weapon for the job, turning his corner tight, but he'll get taken out. That's going to be a double coming out for Bros.
Huge double out of Bros there to get this control that they had no business having here on this P2. It is lighting up red, 33 to 20. A little bit of a closer game, but already just looking at this match heading into it statistically, this is definitely Godlike's pick. Summit is definitely one of their favorite hardpoint maps, so I'm not...
To make something happen. He's going to switch out the skin, but gets taken out immediately. Godlike has all angles covered. How does Revenant break this hill, Allie?
Well, you know what? I love that Godlike keep giving up the scrap time because they have confidence in holding enough time in the initial for getting spawns at next that they just don't need it. Because even though that scrap time makes the game a little bit closer, they're still in the lead, looking to break the 100 point here. 100 to 65. They are a great wall that just cannot be passed currently. Revenant's trying to force their way in, but they are just being picked off 1v2'd by every player on the side of Godlike.
Oh, he's going to finally have to reposition. Bros will get taken out, but the kill feed was lighting up all Learn and Trunks. As you guys can see, 15-9 for Learn. Trunks is going to be 13-8, but Neutrino, he just died at 19-5. And then you got Burns. He's relaxing as well as Bros. They get a lot of the dirty work done, collecting on that hill time, but so far, Trunks has been having a highlight game. He'll be taken out for now. we need to go swap heals. We're heading back. We're going to flip our rotation and head back to P1 soon. And it's going to be Godlike once again set up towards mid-map. And we kind of joined towards the beginning of P1 when we got into this matchup. But it was Godlike who got the majority of the time. Let's see if Revenant can have a better showing.
I mean, even though the score is 116 to 88, it isn't that bad of a deficit, but it clearly feels like Godlike is 100% in the driver's seat. The amount of times they are rotating, they're giving up that 20-second scrap time and getting that initial, and then flipping spawns out for Revenant, get unfavorable spawns heading into new. It just feels a little bit outplayed in that matchup. And again, multiple matches are going on at once. That's going to be Scars and FPX on your screen heading into their S&D, and we're going to go see what that's all about. 2-1, Scars in favor. They are already up 1-0 in the series, and Mike actually is 4-1 to start this off.
Whoa, Bear, he's gonna drop down on his bomb site, able to pick up a kill. It is Scars who is the defensive squad. It's a 4v4 situation. Now they have a man they don't have the man advantage. They're trying to get that man advantage. Actually, FPX, he goes huge. He picks up a 2 on the back end. He's taken out by Mike. 5-1 currently, as you will start to see with the bomb planted. It is going to be all up to Ryu in his 1v3 situation. He can't get it done. FPX ties the search and destroy up 2-2.
Poor Fanta. He hit the sniper on. He was just trying to hit the quick scope, trying to stay alive. I don't know why he didn't pull out his secondary. Maybe he didn't have one. But yeah, that two-piece was huge to the side of FPX. Yeah, maybe. Maybe he was like, you know, we don't even need this round. It's fine. I'll just try to hit a clip with my Sony Xperia 1 Mark III to put on the timeline. Bear, though, getting a lot of information here on top. He actually finds one. He will get traded out. 3v4 numbers in favor of FPX, but that's a lot of information in the hands of Scars.
It truly is. And now what can Scars do with this information as they're starting to get pressed? It's going to be all up to Mike and Fanta. But now just Fanta, as Mike was able to take one to the grave, he puts his teammate in a 1v3 situation with a sniper in hand. We'll see what Fanta can get done. Bomb is planted. He needs to find one. If he can catch one player off guard, this is definitely going to be doable for him. But as we get to see through the X-ray, the discipline from FPX, not really wanting to give up much, but Fanta creeping around a corner, checking every single angle. Surely not. Oh, he gets one. A quick 180. Can't get the quick scope there on Ming. That'll be FPX going up 3-2 in the search and destroy. It's halftime.
But unfortunately, the snipes just did not come through. FPX just not having the aggression of Scars there. Once they got all that information, it was kind of all she wrote, as they just kind of had to sit back and wait for Scars to run into the pre-aim. Now, bomb is going to be in the hands of Scars. That's going to be Tien with it. They're going to do a hard B push here, but one already gets taken down with a nade. That's not the best way to go about first blood. 4v5, another serious back and forth here in top. It will go in the favor of Tien as he evens it out, but as soon as he does that, his teammates are getting shot in the back. What wasn't even S&D when we hopped into it is not looking like that anymore. 1v4 for Tien here. He will find one, but he gets traded out for the 4v2 lead in the hand of FPX.
FPX, they're showing Scars how to play offensive on some search and destroy, okay? Rather, if they're playing some offense, some defense, they are staying aggressive in this matchup. And that's something in which we expected, because we know when it comes down to China's region, they love some search and destroy, and they played a little bit differently than everyone else. So no surprise here, but Scars, they started up with a 2-1 lead on defense when we joined the series, but now they find themselves behind on offense, having to make some big plays, and it's going to be Ming who was able to find a double kill, evens this up into a 3v3. Mike has to reposition, but he cuts back for the fight, says, I'm not out of here just yet. A 3v2 in favor for Scars, now a 2v2, all coming down to Bear, Yang versus Ryu and Fanta.
Mike unfortunately had to win that a lot faster than he did. It just gave up complete information and allowed the rotation out of SPX to trade that out fairly quickly. Now Bomb is down and out in P1 here in mid, and that's going to be Yang Ming with the snipe on to Fantagen. Now a 1v2. He can do it if he can isolate the gunfights. He forced the 1v1. He's got plenty of time, a minute on the clock. He does have to try and get to Bomb though, and I don't think Bear knows exactly where it is.
So this is going to be good for Ryu. Oh, Bear may know what it is, where it is now. And as we look at the mini-map, we saw him walk past, but here we go. Who's going to find each other first? The spray is there for Ryu. Finds another round for Scars. And FPX will not get to map point just yet. This map number 2 is still underway, but as you guys can see in our quad bar, to give you guys an update, True Rippers is up 1-0 against Team Vitality, but Vitality up 3-0 in the S&D, something to point out. But let's head back on over towards our main matchup, Scars and FPX, as we're on board with Fanta and a snipe in hand, still 5v5, Allie.
It wasn't a very convincing round of S&D, but they put it on the board nonetheless. 4-3, FPX in the driver's seat thus far, but we're going to be with Lafias. I'm so sorry, guys. You got to bear with me here with some of these name pronunciations. I'm trying not to butcher them, but 2v5, 1v5. As soon as I'm blabbering with my mouth, FPX has dwindled down. Scars, not a body dropped. Looking to tie this game up.
Ooh, Fanta. He'll be able to get the shot off, and Scars officially tied up 4v4, 4-4. And Allie, don't worry about it, okay? I'm your casting duo. I will butcher everyone's name worse than you, okay? So we'll get through this one together, okay? Chat, bear with us, but we got nothing but Call of Duty action all throughout the night as we get through these group stages, these heats, to figure out who are going to be the best of the best going into the championship bracket tomorrow to play for the lion's share of the prize pool, as we are in our 9th round of this epic search and destroy. Bear is going to get called out by Nate from Ryu, but the kill quickly traded out Ying. I do believe he picked up a snipe across map, and now we're in a 4v4.
Mike is in a good spoiler position here. He is pushed up behind 2 of these enemies right now. They have no clue. If he sits this for a minute and Bomb rotates over to the A side, he could catch some players on FPX heading through mid here, but everybody slowed down. This is 4-4. Nobody wants to give up anything. Yingming does get the information in deep A here, but he doesn't hit the snipe.
So is it, do you think that Scars should probably rotate this bomb back towards, I was going to say, maybe back towards the A site? Now, the A site is on the cliff. Scars will have to get some mid-map control if they want to be able to make that A plant possible. But on the flip end, the B plant, that's going to be, it's heavily guarded on both sides of the map, but we're starting to see the commitment. Scars, they group up in pairs. The duo system works out. They're able to trade out the kill, but now with a man advantage, Allie, they should just be able to use their numbers to get this bomb down.
Once they got the kill, I would have loved to see a rotation to A side, because clearly all of the FPX members are trying to get to A, and trades are going out. The kills go in favor of Scars. 1v3, so as I open my mouth, this round suddenly goes as quick as it possibly can. Fantagen finds the snipe onto Yingming as well. I was thinking it was going to come down to the snipers against each other, and it did. 5-4. Scars clearly flipping the switch here as FPX is no longer in the driver's seat. Rube able to be 2-8 currently, having a little bit of a slow start in this S&D, where everybody on the side of Scars is starting to heat up.
This is an important map for Scars, okay? If they can go up 2-0 against FPX, that is a big deal, just because the Chinese squads are expected to be in the top going into day 2. You know, if you ask everybody, they'll say, oh yeah, you know, Q9, FPX, you know, Godlike, Almighty, those are some of the squads in which you'll probably see going into the next day. Even though Scars is the best team in Japan, people will say that, you know, the Japan region may not be as strong as the others, but Scars is out to prove everyone wrong. Now, in this situation, they are going to be down a man, but they will even up the odds. Big plays coming out there from Mike in this 4v4 situation. Bomb will be in hand for Scars, and they're kind of prioritizing this B-bomb site for now.
They are, but they got to take care of Yingming. I think if they want any sort of control of getting bombed down at all, and actually he's on the other side of the map at A, so this should be a free plant. 4v4, 56 seconds on the clock. They get a kill on the B site, but so does Yingming. 3v3 though. Bomb should get laid. Number 2's playing spoiler. That's coming to the wire. He's going to be behind enemy lines here. He's trying to find a free kill, but the bomb actually pushed up through spawn, so he's not going to find anybody. A huge win out of Bear though, gets quickly traded out. 2v2, 1v1. Yingming is on the hunt now. He's got the Fennec in hand. He knows where Rio is. Rio's just trying to run around. He's trying to slippy slide past this round. 11 we go. I wouldn't have it any other way. Remember, there are multiple matches going on at one time. Godlike Esports versus Revenant also on your screen now. Godlike is going to be up 1-0, but we're going to stay with Scars and FPX.
Here we go, folks. This is our first round 11 of the day. Scars versus FPX. Ying has been making crucial snipes for the squad all day. The trophy system goes down, but this trophy system of Scars will be taken out right away, but they're going to have plenty of more to work with for the rest of the round, hopefully. Now, as the dust starts to settle and this round slows down, Lafias on the flank, but he's going to be able to take out Ming off the heady. He's going to tuck and save his life. And you're going to see TN find kills on the opposite end. FPX finds a double, but it's going to be Scars up a man in this 2v1 situation. All up to Yang Ming with the snipe in hand and go clutch. He misses the snipe, pistol out. He dodges the thumper, but swings the corner, looking for this shot. On a flip in, Scars is going to reposition. Lafius and Fonta say, we will not give you the pleasure of a free kill. We know where Bomb is. He almost connects with the shot. He ducks, repositions, has to watch his flank. A pre-nade, pistol out. He gets the kill. 1v1 situation. Can Ying get it done? Oh, he's on the flank. He didn't see player one. He's right behind him. Will he get the bomb? Fonta being real sneaky back here towards the map alley. Talk about an ending to a round. It's not over yet, but my God, I am on the edge of my seat, folks. As you see, the bomb is down by the B site, but with 30 seconds on the clock, both players are just going to be playing for the kill. I love how Fonta has backed up, playing a defensive position with his back towards the map. He says, you know what, I'll play for the retake, but he may catch him off guard. He went towards the alley. Did Fonta see him? Nade cooked. Coming from downtown, will it hit? It will not, but bomb down. Yang with a snipe in hand. Fonta at the cart, Yang saw him.
Targets in sight.
He did drop the sniper to reposition. Fennec in hand, he doesn't see him. He's snaking, he's being sneaky. 1v1, repositions, hits the side. Oh, Fonta with the snipe, and it's gonna be Scars who take the search and destroy and go up 2-0 against FPX.
It was literally just, it was that 50 cal bullet to the head, you know. Yang Ming, he had the damage on Fanta Jin there, but he just had to hit one shot and he was able to close it out. Oh, that was scary for a minute there, but FPX fall in the S&D, definitely not something we were expecting, but as we hop into Godlike versus Revenant here and their S&D, they are tied up 2-2. A little bit of slow start out of Bros here as nobody has fallen just yet. A minute on the clock. Bomb in hand of Revenant with oil. That's going to make its way over to the B side, but they got to worry about the look over from Neutrino.
Ooh, we really can't take a breath just yet because I think this guy, like in Revenant match, Ali, may go to round 11 as well. Two of our best squads coming from India, and it's going to be Minho who's able to take down Learn. Neutrino trades out the kill against Bones on the other end of the map, 4v4 situation. Now, Bomb is going to be by the B site. You will see the Revenant players, Abyss, he's looking for kills, going to play the outskirts of the A bomb site. And with the bomb going down, he'll actually be in a good position to catch some players transitioning out of that A site, but we'll see if he can get them.
Abyss played that incredibly well. He was just there to get their attention. He wasn't there to really take a gunfight, maybe get a pick if he's lucky, but it was really just to keep those three players of Godlike inside of Warehouse so the bomb could get planted for it free. So now they have this defensive line set up. Zyro finds 2-3 with the sniper. Sorry that we happened to miss in that, but he forces that into a 1v4. Doesn't even matter. Bomb has 15 seconds left. Trunks is left on his own. He's behind one player. He will find one. If he isolates enough, these gunfights are get lucky, maybe. But he will get shut down. Revenant to go up another round 3-2 in the search and destroy on Hackney Arc.
All right, we're going to switch it up, and Revenant showed that their offense was better than Godlike's defense in the first half of the search and destroy, but we'll flip it and see if Godlike can match their energy the same way we saw Scars do it to FPX in our previous search and destroy. On board with Trunks, and he's been hitting a lot of shots with that shotgun. Bomb goes down at the A site. Godlike is going to back up, hold their angles, and now we get to see how Revenant can retake this site.
Wow, I love the decision-making on Godlike. They literally realized Warehouse was empty and instantly planted this bomb and now put 30 seconds on the clock. A couple of gunfights going outside of Warehouse right now, but the control is still with Godlike. 3v3, a good answer by Revenant. Rose, you should have won that gunfight. 3 players going to force their way in. Trunks is left by himself. I don't really know what God's doing. He's missing a couple players. He will find 2v1 now as somehow Trunks managed to stay alive and get a couple kills. 2v none. Godlike tie it up. A very back and forth S&D we've hopped into.
Yeah, it really was. And great round there from Godlike too. And they backed up really far because Revenant, their offense came through the mid portion of the map, okay? They didn't want to take the obvious route to try to defuse the bomb at the A site, but regardless, Godlike was ready for him. And as we kick off this round, multiple nades and stuns are going to hit the A site. No kills coming through just yet. But with a nade cook going to the top window, banked off the wall, Zyro's taken out, as well as Abyss. great team effort there from Godlike off the initial to be able to find those kills that they need.
Big kills. Learning Oil actually getting a 1v1 there in the back. It is going to be Oil that comes out on top, and Burns go for the answer, but Oil finds the second kill, making this a much more manageable round. 2v2, 30 seconds on the clock. Bros should have won the gun night on Mino, but he closes him out, so now it's all left on Neutrino in a 1v2. He's got 20 seconds. He didn't have to challenge. Mino finds all three and gets the defuse. What a sloppy round of search and destroy.
It truly was. Mino was able to come in there through the front door. We saw him pick up the first kill on screen, and he got 2 more. How do you defend against that, Allie?
It comes to winning your gunfights, and that's just not what Godlike happened to
Simple.
do. So Revenant now up 4-3.
And you know what? We got to call it out. Bros, 0-6 there, okay, for Godlike. Now, they are keeping this one close. It's a one-round deficit. But if Bros, he's probably just unlucky trying to get this bomb down. But if he can get some kills on the board, that'll help out the squad a lot. As Trunks, he'll be able to push through with the rest of the team. We see the same strategy that Godlike ran the previous round before. On the flip end, Revenant is using the time initially off the round to be able to surround this building and clear out the outskirts. But with those kills coming through, it is going to be Godlike showcasing that, you know what, this defense does work, and it's solid. As Zyro there looking for those kills on the outskirts of the A site. He's not going to be able to find that snipe, but he is spotted and taken out. We're all tied up 4-4.
Godlike loved this warehouse push. They just all 5 hit it inside, lay that bomb as fast as possible, and beyond that, it's really hard to break them apart. We'll act like the round before last didn't happen. That was just a little bit of a hiccup to tie it up now. 4-4. Bomb is actually now in the hands of Burns here. Now we're looking at a B push. It looks like they're trying to bait all of Revenant, and it seemed to have worked. Only one player might get information here. That's going to be Oil, who's pushed out mid here, and he's playing hella aggressive, but Trunks shuts him down fairly quickly, going to force it into a 5v3 now.
And you saw Abyss on the top of the building. He tried to get in there quickly to stop the plant, maybe catch a player off guard, but he was next on the hit list. But Mino, it seems like he's always good for a double kill, as he was able to even the odds once again, Allie. It's a 3v3. As you see Burns holding his angle. He finds one, repositions. He's good for 2. Neutrino takes down Zyro, and it's going to be Godlike at map point.
Big 1v2 there by Burns. I was sweating for just a second because Zyro was making a mid push and could have gone top green and really played spoiler there, but he did get shut down. Bros is finally on the board, brother. That's all we needed. You are now 1-8. Love that from you. Neutrino is 11-6. Trunks 9-4. Across the board, all of Godlike popping off now as we see the bomb actually taking a really slow approach to the A side. One player's going to be kind of pushed up. That's going to be Trunks. He might get some information here, maybe some sound cues on the side of Revenant, but Neutrino's going to find that first kill on Zyro.
What a strategy. They played super passive here in this 10th round of the matchup. And before this point, Godlike was always rushing to A or rushing to B. So the switch up, they were able to get a kill with the sniper. And that was Zyro who found that first blood. Now from this point, they can take their time. It's plenty on the clock. We're at 1:15. They can find themselves another kill, maybe use their numbers to get into the A site. I think they'll be in a good position.
Now Revenant are down 1 player, but they are playing defense, so they really could just wait for the free push here. They could play really, really passive, but not when Godler's hitting snipes like that. Revenant now, they had a free kill, and now they're in a 3v5. Bomb does still need to get planned 50 seconds, though. It looks like they're going to go for this warehouse push as all 4 members are pushing up mid. They find another kill onto Bones. A couple of trades, but a 2v4. It's looking a little impossible on the side of Revenant.
And you know what? I think that was Learn who got the 2 snipes to kick this one off, okay? So good for him. Outsnipe Zyro to kick it off. I think I called it wrong to start this round, but now we are 1 round away from Godlike being up 2-0 in this series, Allie. And unless Mino is good for another triple, I think that's how it's gonna play out, as he will be able to flank around towards his window. He has multiple angles he has to clear, but he gets into his first gunfight and he has to reposition, get his health back. He couldn't contest, but he probably has one more opportunity. That's one. Needs a quick double. There it is. Where's the triple? Slides. One. He needs a 180. He touches it.
Bros? How do you not see this guy? He's standing right next to the ball with his back turned.
I thought he saw him too when he was on the top. He didn't look around not once, but he got a bad read in the end. It is going to be Godlike. It goes up 2-0 in that series, but we're coming back on over. It's Crossroads our main matchup to kick off Heat 1, Scars versus FPX. And Ali, as we can see, FPX with 2 hills to their name in the best spot to win this hardpoint. Sorry, in the best spot to win this domination. So far, so good as we hop into it. We'll see if Scars can find themselves another hill.
Obviously, for the sake of them to stay alive in this series, they need this domination, but especially after that loss on the SNE, this is just for mental at this point. 135 to 108. They are in control of all 3 sites now. As FPX, I said both these teams struggle in domination. FPX looking to prove me wrong here as they are having a triple CAC, 143 to 108, looking to tuck this away and force it to a map 4.
Oh my. Oh, talk about putting it away. And we see the streaks being utilized very, very well. Probably just more insult to injury. But in the end, that's just FPX getting back into this series. We'll see what they can do in the next hardpoint. But we got to shift on over to a battle of India. True Rippers versus Vitality. They've played each other plenty of times before. And as we see, Argon's making big plays here for Vitality. On the flip end, it is going to be Fakes for True Rippers, who is trying to keep his team in this game, and he's doing a good job seeing how everyone on True Rippers is currently negative.
Oh, wait, I have a very genuine question here. B just got off of neutral, and A is still not off of neutral, but we're technically in first half. A little confused of how that was going down. I'm getting a little Hackney Yard PTSD over here. But 76 to 60, True Rippers are going to be in the driver's seat. They have, excuse me, they're not, maybe points-wise, but not flag-wise. C and B in control of Team Vitality currently, but a lot of that mid-map, you see all those red arrows on your mini-map, it's going to be True Rippers.
Now, those red arrows Ali speaks about, they're getting multiple kills. That's going to be the squad here of True Rippers. Actually, I take that back. Moon comes in with the death machine. He says, hey, you guys aren't going to do anything else. Sit down, go back to the respawn. He's going to clean house and get some hit markers, too, as well for his squad. That'd be some great intel for them to know where these spawns are coming through, and the kill feed will continue to light up blue for Vitality as they are on an absolute tear, looking to finally get this lead change in map number 3 and possibly get a 2-1 lead in this series. We'll see what happens, but I know one thing, this map number 3 has been so close.
All right, you know what, update chat, I'm just stupid. We hopped in right at the beginning of second half of the match, so I was just a little confused because so many gunfights had already gone in the favor of Team Vitality. They almost get the triple cap on A as well. It doesn't quite go through, but they are looking to take this map under their wing. Rippers just can't get a footing here in mid-map. Streaks are gonna be called as well, but it might be a little too late.
Might be a little too late as we're currently on board with Mystic. He's trying to work his way towards these back spawns, but he gets wall banged through wood. Sam's with another death machine. He's going to be watching these back spawns for his squad. He's going to give them the intel in which they need, and I think they know majority of True Rippers is still going to be spawning towards that backside of wood. But as we look at our mini-map, it's just really chaos across the board. Everyone fighting for positioning, but when the dust is settled, it seems like it could be True Rippers. If they can get the capture on this B hill, they'll be in a great spot. Death finally gets taken out. Fakes officially gets the cap, and it's going to be a BC hill hold for True Rippers. Let's see how long they can keep this up.
I mean, it was a triple cut there for a little bit of a second. We got a little hype over on the side of True Rippers, but they are down 10 points, still 150 to win. The mid-control, though, is all going to be in True Rippers. Vitality is trying to invest a lot of streaks here to regain that control, but True Rippers is just not letting it happen as they are calling streaks of their own as well. We're going to be on board with Sam's, who has just been lighting it up this entire domination. He's going to find another kill. He has 24 to his name, but number 5, that's, excuse me, that's going to be Priz behind all the likes of Team Vitality, so he's going to shoot a couple players in the back here off of spawn. We might see a triple cap happen again. Yeah,
we just might. Starting to see some score streaks come through, but C finally going to switch back on over towards Vitality. But that 2 cap in the late game in the hands of True Rippers, this is a nail biter. I don't know who's going to take it. Sam's, he has been playing out of his mind so far throughout this map, trying to cap the A hill for his squad. He gets caught with a stun. Prism gets taken out as well. And now, Joko's death machine in hand. Look at the kill feed lighting up all in favor of Vitality. The score streaks come through, and Vitality looking to shut this one out in the late game. They get the triple cap, and True Rippers can't do anything about it. A hill gets shifted over. No other hill being contested. They can't get to B and C in time, and Vitality will complete that comeback on a domination to go up 2-1 in this series.
I feel like they're playing hot potato with the triple caps. I mean, Vitality had it, True Rippers had it. Vitality had it, True Rippers had it. But Vitality come out on top. That was an incredibly close, incredibly weird firing range domination. But we quickly hop over to Scars versus FPX in their game 4. Scars up 2-1 in the series, up as well in the hard point by about 20 points. We are only at P2 in Lambeau Hill, and it's going to be FPX in control.
Now, FPX, they got 3 players towards the back of this Lambeau Hill, and they're trying to defend against 5 as their teammates come off the respawn. Now, their teammates will be able to get some good respawns, be able to help them out. As you see, 3 kills on the feed for them. FPX back as a full-man unit, but as I say that, 10 finds a kill, but it's only 1. His teammates can't break through with that. Yang, he's gonna have the gravity gun now, but able to pick up 1. Have to put that up. FPX, I think they're going to get the rest of Lambeau Hill, all right? I don't see Scars really coming back to contest them for now. 8 seconds left, and we're going to be headed on over towards court.
A little bit of weird spawn out of Rio on the side of Scars there. He spawned right next to Lambeau Hill, even though all of his team had rotated to basketball side, but he can really play spoiler here. As you see, number 1, Meng Rio is actually going to be on rotation, try to cross pool. He should get shut down here from a free kill. That's going to happen. That's a couple seconds in the back of Scars here. Lambeau Hill can be so hurtful. It can be so much bleeding when you don't get those early spawns. And it looks like they're losing the spawn to basketball as well. A beautiful full push out of FPX through mid-kitchen here to gain spawns now and flip out the likes of Scars. They are going to get split here, but the War Machine does get called out. Finds a couple players in the back, 90-60. FPX looking to push this to a game 5.
Oh, they are, and they're doing really good here, everybody. As you see, multiple score streaks at the basketball hill. No one able to get down and contest. Now, as we're starting to see, Scars, they were able to get a few kills, but not for long, as Ming, with his death machine, keeping Scars back towards the top side of the spawn. And they can't get through this hill. Ali, how do you break this setup with them having so many score streaks? Do you got to just think ahead towards the next hill? At this point, you got to with 3 seconds left.
Unless you have any cavalry in your hand as well, there's not a whole lot you can use, utility of any score streaks of your own. It doesn't look like Scars did. It looks like they might have invested them a little bit earlier, or maybe they're holding them here for this mid-hill, but looks like all the streaks getting called in right now are in the hand of FPX. They're trying to clear out this mid to shut out this game, 127-66. That cluster strike's gonna just clear everybody out of mid-map here, and that's gonna be Scars getting the split spawns. They have to force their way in. Rio does call in the death machine. I don't think he finds anyone though, but he will find one with a regular Type 25 here, maybe a second one as well to get him the control.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Call of Duty Mobile Eastern Finals. As you see, absolute chaos. FPX looking to push this towards a game 5, but as you guys can see on the right-hand side of your screen, it's Godlike versus Revenant, and Godlike up 2-0 in this series. Now, as we're about kind of midway into this domination, Ali, we're seeing Revenant up by about 30 points, but it is Godlike with 2 heals towards their name. Revenant trying to make a desperate play. Well, not a desperate play. They're trying to clear out the back of their spawn, but as we can see, Bros behind enemy lines. He's looking to cause some commotion on that side of the map. His teammate Learn will go down there towards the center. Neutrino finding 2 kills on the map, but Bros was able to rotate around here towards A, and that's going to be a triple cap for his team.
A risky play, but I like that it worked out for them. Bros and Trunks immediately just ignored B flag and pushed up onto the A side to cause a little bit of chaos. One of them falls, but the other one kind of just plays his life in the back, which forces the rest of Revenant to go on the hunt. In the fact, Neutrino is still up here. He's been looking for B and C flag and has allowed nobody any sort of foothold on either side. This is looking all in the hands of Godlike. All the score streaks getting called currently. They still hold the triple cap. They almost lost. C has literally a sliver of life on it, but Trunks is going to be here to stop the push. Oil had his death machine out, but he gets shut down with the KRM. Finally a flag in the hands of Revenant, and even after all that, it is 87-85 Godlike with a mere couple point lead.
Now, as you guys can see, it's Scars versus FunPlus, and we said that FPX may be taking this to a game 5, but we could be wrong, folks. It's Scars They cut the deficit there by just 15 points. We're on board with Laphius. He'll have the death machine in hand, but he's taken out there by Yang. Mike's gonna be taken out as well. 3 more points needed for FPX. Here comes the Thumper. That's one. The switch to the Type 25. He'll get taken out. FPX get the point they needed. And officially, we have a Game 5 between Scars and FPX. But back on over towards the domination. Godlike looking to close this one out in a 3-0 fashion. But as we saw them with a triple cap before we checked the ending of that Game 4. On the flip end, Revenant, they have came back with 2 heals to their name. They can definitely win this.
103 to 113. If they hold these 2 flags, they definitely can. I don't know what happened in the mere 10 seconds we looked away, but Revenant now in the driving seat with B and C. Godlike here looking to get this push onto the seat flag, and there's not going to be anybody to really contest. Maybe pushing through the back, but there's going to be 3 members of them. A big gunfight here going through mid. Bros actually just completely ignores Minho in mid to go for the B flag. He'll backtrack just a little bit when he realizes his team gets cleaned out, but that's a triple cap now in the hands of Revenant.
Oh my. Revenant, they say we will not go down without a fight, trying to clutch up this map number 3. They don't want to go down to Godlike in this fashion because it's a rivalry when it comes down towards their region. And they don't want to start their first heat down by losing to 3-0 to anyone. Now, 2 heals to their name. Here's the Predator missiles. The Predator missile is good for 1. Death machine in the hands of Abyss. He's able to clean up a kill. Revenant in the late game, Allie. I think they can close this one out. Godlike, they need to get this B hill now, but with that kill, they should be able to throw 2 bodies on top, but they have to deal with this Sentry and Bones, using it as cover, hiding behind it.
They deal with Learn, who is really being annoying here in the back of Statue on the B site, but they only have 5 seconds, and they got to get a triple cap in that time. I don't think it's going to happen. And Revenant is going to finally put a map on the board to make the series 2-1. Godlike, you just tried to invest a little bit too much to that A flag for that triple cap, but I think that's what doomed them here in the end. But we're going to flip on over to Scars versus FPX. They are going to be in their Game 5, and I said this before, Heat 1 is where most of the chaos will be happening today. 1v2, 30 seconds on the clock. It's going to be Laphius. He slides in to try to get the first kill, but Yangming outplays him and puts himself on the board up 1-0.
Man, oh man. FPX looking to get the reverse sweep. All right, they're on their favorite game mode, search and destroy. We'll see if they can get it done. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Call of Duty Mobile Championships, all right? We got $1 million on the line for this tournament, the best of the best in the Eastern region. And what a matchup to kick off our broadcast, as Yang with a snipe in hand once again. We saw him take down Fonta on the flip end. It's going to be Ming who gets rushed by 2 players. FPX do a great job holding their own, but they're going to be down a man in a situation. Can Bear say anything about it? He makes it a 2v2. Here comes help. It's all going to be up to Laphius in a 1v2. He flanks around, but through the chaos, can he win the round? He shall not, as Bear shuts him down. FPX up 2-0 in this map number 5.
Manitoy is a risk to take that long route for the flag. Laphius, unfortunately, hadn't even made it to deep back mid yet before both of his teammates ended up falling. Bear, though, putting on a show at 5-0, maybe working on some sort of score streaks here as we're going to push over to the bomb. Is sitting out Statue, currently making his way towards the A site, but we're still on board with Bear here. He's going on a really long flank here through the back of jungle and blue. He might find a couple players here in the back for free. That's going to be the first one. He doesn't finish the kill. There's another player. He's got to play his life. If he wins a single gunfight here, he's officially the best player here in our Eastern Finals. He finds one and finally gets traded out. But while that was happening, all members of FPX end up falling to the hands of Mike, who answers with 3 of his own.
Yeah, Bear at least had to find 1 kill in that flank. He probably could have got 3, but if he walked away with none, we all would have been scratching our head looking at that clip like, come on, Bear, this is the championship. You got to pull away with 1. But it is Scars who was able to pull away with a round in this map number 5. Finally, as Bear, he gets back into the mix. He'll be able to get first blood on Laphius. He's going to see his second target, but he's going to reposition, use his opportunity to rotate around. Gets into this gunfight with Ryu, can't win it. Now it's going to be a 4v4 on the map. Ming with the Thumper. knows a player is going to be close, but he can't win a close-range battle. It's Ryu, once again, finding another kill, man advantage in favor of Scars. Now, oh, it just that quickly flipped. It's a bloodbath as FPX ties it up 2-2. Now they make it another 2v1, and they take the round once again. Ruxy getting it done.
Big 2 out of row. Bear is such an aggressive player.
Right?
He is just not afraid to just run straight up mid and find a couple players to shoot in the back. And, you know, based on his name, you know, I'd want to be like, oh, it's a snuggly little bear.
Nah,
you know, he's going to watch out for his teammates. No, he's up in your face. He's the entry. He's getting 2 kills before dropping down with the confidence of a god. Bomb, though, is going to be hands off. Bear here as he heads up to the A site to try and get that plant down as fast as possible. Teammates dropping around him, though, like flies. 4v4, 40 seconds on the clock. The bomb does get planted here. The site control is in the hand of FPX, but it looks like that's going to be Fanta looking to go on a long fight.
Bomb's going to be down. Multiple kills coming through for both these squads. It's a 3v3. Shaw tucked in the corner behind the hay bale. He loses a teammate, but he pops out at the right time. Couldn't get the double to make it a 1v1. And it's Scars who will get themselves another round on the board to close out the first half of the Search and Destroy. And once again, just, you know, indicative of our first Search and Destroy map that we saw, Scars only took 2 rounds on their defensive side against FPX. They just really couldn't handle that aggression from them. But now as Scars gets flipped on over towards offense, they really don't have much to lose, okay? They have to set the pace of these rounds, be decisive, go in there and put out damage and trade out these kills for each other.
It was a big collapse coming out of Scars. Mike, actually, I believe, is in leading the kills for his team at 6 and 5. FunPlus, unfortunately, was just a little too stacked on the A side. They didn't push anybody out the street to get them mid-control, and the utility of the nades was just too much for them to handle in that short little box there that we have next to A. And already, though, we see a little aggression out of Row. He's pushed up in building right now as he finds 1 kill and gets this top control. He slides out with his life as well to help his teammate in the gunfight in mid. 4v3, they're down in lives. Those bombs still hasn't made its way past mid-map currently. That's going to be on the hands of Teen as he's trying to get a couple gunfights on the A side as well. A 1v2 for Bear. He will find one of them. He plays his life. Will he find the second? Does not. Now in a 2v3. Scars in the driving seat.
Now it's a 2v2. FPX not trying to let this lead go. Bomb's going to be in the hands of TN. It's him and Fanta. They got their eyes on the A side. Yang with a snipe in hand. Looking through that tank. Oh, Ruxy on the flank. He gets caught out. Can't finish the kill. Actually, he gets 1 on the flip and Fanta was able to clean him up. But Yang knows this player is weak. He didn't see him to the left, and Fanta, he's going to blindside him from the left. And that's going to be us all tied up at 3-3. Just a few more rounds left in this map number 5. Who can get the final rounds in which they need, Allie? So far, after watching 6 rounds, who do you got to give the edge to?
I gotta give it to FPX and their aggressiveness. They were up, but Scars has not counted down and out yet. That's 2 rounds under their belt to tie it out. And not only that, a couple trades go their way as well. 4v3, the Thumper comes into use in mid here. B control, all in the hands of Scars. They could late here, but Bomb is on the other side of the map. Mike, though, looking to pull a little bit of a Bear play. Let's see if he can find a couple more kills than he did as he's gonna shoot a player in the back. He doesn't finish the kill! He ends up finding it, but the trade should come through, but he's turning and burning on another player who just doesn't have a gun. I don't know what was going on, but it's all Mike as he finds 2 players in the back and his teammates traded out on the B site. 4v3. Mike now sitting at 8 and 5 and Lafayette's at 8 and 6.
It wasn't pretty, but it was effective in the end, okay? He still came away with 2 kills.
He's not a gun?
It was a little shaky for a second, but that scoreboard looks solid for Scars with them being up 4-3. As we're back on board with Mike, and when it comes down towards this back alley, he's been working it very, very well, and we're actually going to see Bear. He'll post up, and he's going to guard this for a squad and not allow anyone to flank them again. Now back to Yang. He's trying to get creative, find some height advantages. Ooh, with the jump shot.
Mint. That was beautiful.
Ooh, he had plenty of height on that one.
He's looking to find another one. He's like, who's next? Who else is in an off position that I can just jump shot you with the sniper? It's going to be Bear, though, that finds the second kill here in the back as the player was trying to go on a long
Mike
flank.
Again. He was ready for him. He says, not today. And Bear is good for 2. with a quick hop over the wall. He was in the mid-map, back into the mix, and he's got his team in a great spot. 5v2 situation. It's going to be up to Ryu. And Ryu wins that gunfight, but now he has to win 4 or more to be able to win this round for his team. And as we see the bomb location at A, 4 players up for FPX is not much in which Ryu can do in this situation. He can find a few more kills, you know, be flashy with it, make this doable, got plenty of time, enough time on the clock. You know, we've seen crazier plays before, but at this level, FPX knows how important this round is, and they will not give him an inch.
I was gonna say, you know, I'd love to see the quad feed. I think we're gonna do it. You're gonna do it in this game 5 now. You know, 2v2 tied up here with FPX, but they will come out on top 4-4 now. Bear sitting at 10 and 6. Yang Ming 8 and 5. Remember, he's got that sniper in hand. Bomb, though, is going to be in hand of TN for the plays of Scars. They're going to look at an A push here. There's going to be 3 players of FPX there, though, to answer this out. A lot of nades being called back and forth for the information. Rio getting really aggressive and getting punished for it. Yang Ming and Men find 2, but the answer gets pushed in, and now A-site Bomb is going to be down 2v3. We blink and the round is almost over. Fantagen trying to find a free pick here, and he knows the players are there, but he has no freebies.
Oh! That was some aggressive gameplay from FPX. They knew that they had this round locked in, and they moved, and they was able to get those kills very, very quickly. So, heading into the round number 10, can Scars get us all tied up, or is FPX going to complete the reverse sweep? We're kicking this one off with Sha. Multiple trophy systems going down at the A site. Bear aggressive again. He gets first blood. He cuts back towards the mid-map. And you're going to start to see FPX play off this momentum, not trying to slow the game down, but maybe they should have. Ryu evens the odds. And Ruxy now trying to move in and trade out this kill. But Rio is not going to allow him to get an easy fight as this map slows down. Both players from Scars is going to get out of grandma's, and they say this is not where we want to be today. They're going to take that fight towards the back alley.
Mengrio and Sha have just not moved. They're just sitting here on this A bomb and literally have not moved an inch in the past 30 seconds. They're like, you know what, Rio, you go push up into grandma's. You go try to take the
Mike again on the flank. He gets 1. Mike gets 2. Mike gets 3. And now a 4v1 situation here for Scars. Is going to be up to Ruxy to be able to clutch up in his 1v3, but I don't think he'll be able to do it. Bomb is down. Snipe in hand. We've seen him connect with this plenty of times already, but can he do it with the game possibly on the line? It'll be on the line for the victory. Still 1 more round for FPX to work with. I like how he's playing this one aggressive. Just get your intel. Play it on your terms and see what you can get from it. He'll find himself an SMG, but he can't win a round, and we are officially going to the round 11, Allie. What Scars being an offensive squad, what bomb site, with FPX being an attacker team, what bomb site should they prioritize?
I say they go for a B push here. I say they kind of flip it on its head. We've seen a lot of aggression towards the A site. And I think if Bear plays aggressive here and Grandma's gets that control, maybe hit a flank around the back on Tank. He could find a free kill on a couple players, but it looks like Scars is reading the same thing. But that's 2 in the hits to throw. He finds the opening kills. The trades go out, but not enough. 3v4. Bomb is actually on the A site now. Rio might have some information on that as he's looking to make it on the rotation, but it should be a free plant.
You can't ask anything more from Ruxy. That double to kick off a round 11, ice in his veins. You can't teach that, folks. But on the flip end, Scars, do they have a player who can do the same thing and even the odds? With the bomb down, 28 seconds on the clock, Lafius went on the flank, but FPX is waiting for him. It's a 2v4 situation. TN looking to hit this back alley. He'll be by himself as he loses Ryu. He finds 1. Can't get the second, and FPX completes the reverse sweep. They take it into map number 5, game 11, but we're not over yet. True Rippers versus Vitality.
2v1, excuse me, 2-1 is the series layout. That's going to be Vitality in the driver's seat, but not so much when it comes to this hard point. 130 to 102. They are in control here. They could easily get this full 60 and put this game and series to bed. But I'm sure Troopers have a couple things to say about that as they're calling in a couple score streaks, but it's going to be Argon getting all the kills here as he's holding the front line of this hill. Number 3, Death, trying to play spoiler, but he quickly gets traded out, and now in the hands. Argon finds 3 with the, excuse me, there's the
Predator missile.
Predator missile. Y'all call it Predator missile here. Moon's going to be top, trying to get a couple kills. A lot of them contest going here. 27 seconds left on this hill. Either team could have it.
Anything can happen. Here comes Moon with the Death Machine. He gets one taken out. We got 18 seconds left on this hill, and it could still be a win for Vitality if they get the rest of the time. We look at the spawns, and they will be contested by player 2, but with him taken out in 5 seconds on the hill, we will be hopping on over towards P3. As you see, Jokos with a Death Machine in hand. He gets taken out. Vitality, they find 2, they move in. It's gonna be up to Argon. Using a hopper. He's going back to the respawn. Vitality, can they get this done, Allie?
I mean, they got spawns. They somehow flipped them out, so if they can just hold this front push, this should be a 3-1 series. Vitality is amazing to keep themselves alive here. A huge 2 out of Death. He has streaks as well, but he doesn't want to risk calling those in. 143 to 145. He's just holding up front on his own, fully streaked out. 22 kills to his name. Vitality flipping on its head. 150 to 145.
Oh my! Vitality come back in that game 4, and they says we're not going to game 5 with you guys today. We know that we are the real deal in this situation, and what a nail biter that hard point was. Vitality takes that series 3-1 in my. What a great first round of matches we have had so far in our first heat, Allie. You know, we got some great game 5. We saw a lot of round 11s in Search and Destroy, a lot of strategy in the hard points as well. What have you taken away from this first heat so far?
I'm just happy that we didn't get any super hot 3-0s. I'm happy most games have gone to game 4s and game 5s, and I really want to talk about FPX for a second, just because I had struggle at Dom, and I quickly updated that note to got better. And now we look at the highlights from the match we just watched. Team Vitality versus True Rippers. They almost had it there in the end, but the ice was just in Team Vitality's veins. 150 to 145. What a painful way to close out that series.
Yeah, and this is the late game, right? You know, we see True Rippers on that P3. They won a lot of key fights, but, you know, it wasn't enough scrap time there for them to be able to win the game. Vitality says, you know what, we'll take this opportunity, rotate early to P4. They had the Death Machines and plenty of streaks to get it done, and they stayed composed in that late game, Allie, to get it done, all right? Now, I know you want to talk about Scars and FPX, so let's go back over towards that matchup, because for us to kick off the Eastern Finals, that was the most exciting one in which we saw 2 round 11s in a Search and Destroy, a reverse sweep there for FPX. A lot to talk about.
I just want to relive it. Currently in production, just read in my mind. Here's the highlights from everything we just watched, all the way to a game 5, round 11. I wouldn't have had it any other way. And you know what? I got to give kudos to Scars, though, taking off that first SNG, which we didn't expect most teams to be able to do here when it comes to our Chinese region, just because they get so much reps when it comes to that Search and Destroy. But they were able to close it out. I got to talk about Yang Ming, the sniper, and Rue there with that big 2 at the end. Talk about a hit.
Yeah, yo, throughout all the Search and Destroys, both of those players went off for their squad, and you know, we see a lot of double snipes being ran in Search and Destroy a lot when it comes down to Call of Duty Mobile, and we saw why in that last matchup. But for Ruxy to get a double in a round 11 and kick that off, that was everything in which the squad could have asked from him. And you know, if you ask me, man, I think he got to be the player of that matchup. Okay.
No, I agree, and I will give some kudos to the likes of Scars as well, with Mike specifically. What a route man gets paid on to tie it up for a round 11. What a time for that to end up working out for them. And to push FPX to a game 5, sure, you got reverse sweep, but I think to start off the day, what a good, I guess you could say, warm-up match, because again, we have 4 more heats to go, 6 matches going on all at once. We'll try to keep you updated with the action as much as possible. But taking out from this Heat 1, heading into our Heat 2, I feel like a lot of teams gained a lot of information, specifically when it comes to Chinese teams, that they are not totally unbeatable on Search to Destroy.
And that's a great call out too as well, because people were sleeping on the Japanese region a little bit. They said, we know how good Scars is, okay? But we also know how good your region is as a whole, okay? When it comes down towards the scale, you got China at the top, you got Japan down here, but even with the best of the best going against each other, the first best in Japan versus the second best in China, it went to that round 11. So Scars, like you said, they know they can compete with them, but they also gave some they also gave some intel towards the rest of the league as well. So we'll see what they can do with that, because China's looking very, human out there in the rankings, but we still haven't seen much of Q9 throughout the day, and I'm pretty sure they made quick work of their matchup. We'll give you guys all those scores and everything at the end of Heat 1, but we got to head into map number 4, Revenant versus Godlike, as we'll see if Revenant can get us to another game number 5 for our first heat of the day.
You know what? I'm already surprised that Revenant forced not a 3-0. I'm surprised that Revenant's even on the board currently, but looking at this hard point right off the bat, 37-10, looks like Godlike has been in the driver's seat for a majority of the game. Neutrino is 7-1 to start us off, but Revenant are going to be in control of this P2 for right now. Big plays out of Bones here as he pushed out in mid, not letting any of Godlike push past mid-map here, as a lot of times going in under their belt.
Bones, he'll get taken out. It's going to be Revenant set up at P2. And they're going to be able to get the intel on the spawns with player 2, spawning at that, I want to say that's the B-bomb site there on S&D. They know that the rest of these spawns are going to be coming back towards the wood side of the map. Now, Bones, as he's going to be wrapping around through, his teammate will be able to get 2 with that Predator missile. He'll lose his fight there to Neutrino, but so far in this hold on P2, I think Revenant, they did a really good job just kind of building up that time and negating the lead that Godlike got off that first heal. But we're about to head on over to P3 soon, and it's going to be Neutrino with a death machine, but not for long.
Unfortunately for Oil, he invests his score streak there, but he's kind of by himself as he was getting flanked by Lurn in trucks in the back of P2 for those spawns for next. And Revenant now a little late on rotation, as well as the Goliath gets called in. That's going to be in the hands of Burns, but they called it really far away from the hill, so now it's just kind of stuck out and mid here. I wonder if there's a little miscommunication here as they try to get mid control, but the hill is now in the hands of Revenant, 64-48, looking to lock down this final 30 seconds here in trailer. It looks like Lurn is going to try and say something about that as he actually finds 2 to try and get this scrap time. The Goliath now getting put into play here, as it is going to be in wood here for the next couple of minutes.
Burns going to have to put some pep in his step, okay? Get himself to some open sight lines, but luckily for him, his squad is going off with all of their score streaks. Neutrino, Lurn, popping off on his hill. Just a few more points remaining before we head on over towards P4. And, you think about the strategy in which Godlike had, they got the Goliath already in the hill.
They called it really, really early. It was a little bit questionable, but it's still up and running, and all the kills are going in the hand of Godlike, so I can only judge so much. But what I want to talk about is how Lurn is still in this trailer. He's literally not moved from mid-map here. He is just shooting Revenant players in the back here. He not only got the final scrap time after winning that 1v2, he hasn't been shut down yet. So as we got on board with him, he's still in this trailer looking to find another kill. He will finally get shut down from Abyss, but 40 seconds still on the clock for this Woodhill for Revenant to try and force their way into. But as you see the kill feed, it is just lighting up for the likes of Godlike.
Yeah, and so Godlike, they're not being budged out of wood just yet. Now, with 25 points remaining, we are going back to P1. Godlike, they got a few players in the mid-map, but that's not what they're really worried about, okay? They got to get control of the pace of this matchup, because I will say over these last few engagements, I will say the engagements over the last 60 seconds, I feel like have all went in favor towards Godlike, and you got to ask, for Revenant, what is that doing for their squad's mental, just playing from behind? And they're fighting hard, but someone needs to go huge. Maybe a player like Oil, Nino, they find multiple kills on the map. Bones get a few as well, and we're going to enter our second rotation of heals back to P1. And this Godlike setup for now, we'll see with the streaks in which they built up off that previous heal, how far back, well, how much can they contest Revenant? This is a great placement for a Sentry.
I was about to say, Oracle put that thing down and it found 2 kills instantaneously. Godlike invested a lot of streaks here for this P1, which I'm shocked by because it is such an out-in-the-middle map. You can get shot from so many angles that usually not a lot of control goes to either side, but both teams invest a lot. That sentry, though, is going to be the smartest play here as it is locking down those back spawns, but Godlike actually find their way in for this final 23 seconds. Neutrino's trying to shut down that sentry, but he doesn't have to worry about it for much longer. 15 seconds until we head over to P2, but the first one that's going to be there is Abyss on the side of Revenant and all 3 players as well to get those first couple seconds of time.
Neutrino finding 2 and 10. Now, Minho, the Thumpers, he did get a hit marker with it, quickly switching on over towards his death machine. Abyss was able to see multiple players there with the Predator missile from above. He gets the call out to his team. He was able to connect on 3. But even though we saw the kill feed light up for Revenant, just that quickly, it flipped on over towards Godlike. They were able to fight through, get the spawns. There were multiple turrets set up here towards his hill. But as we can see, Learn using his streaks and that Thumper to get rid of all that utility that Revenant placed around his hill. And now with 38 points remaining, Godlike can win it on P4. 10 more needed, and you look at the mini-map, the respawns, and now take a look at the kill feed. Godlike looking to get this one done, but as I say that, yeah, they're going to get it done, okay? Revenant not playing around with them, all right? I made it anticlimactic for a second. We've had close games all throughout the first heat, but Godlike says we'll get it done here for our region and showcase that we are the best team coming into the Eastern Finals.
I know 3-1, yes, Godlike pretty shut them out, but I'm more shocked that Revenant, put a map on the board. Godlike is supposed to be like an unshutdownable, unbeatable team right now. And my biggest MVP, at least from that map, has to be Learn. Because in that final hill in that P2, Minho calls out that death machine to just lock down that trailer pass into spawns. And they're just like, okay, we're just going to flood through mid. Learn's going to long wrap around wood, get us out our spawns, so we're going to split and be able to collapse on this hill and break P2, which usually isn't that easy. I mean, they made it look smooth as butter.
They truly did. They truly did. Learn was unmovable. You can learn a few things from that player, folks, okay? But not even just from him. This entire Godlike roster, the entire Godlike roster, because, hey, They had a great series there. Now, you talked about you were surprised about Revenant being able to pull a map away from them there, and why is that?
Godlike has been pretty undefeatable when it came to stage 4. I believe they didn't drop a map, correct me if I'm wrong. They are the previous Insidious squad, I believe is what it was called, and the fact that they are now on this Godlike roster, they have been fitting to the name, to say the least here, especially now starting into our Heat 1 to go 3-1, now up 1-0, but 4 more heats to go. We'll see if that longevity stays with them. Yeah,
we'll see if it stays with them. But to kick off the first heat, I think Godlike did fantastic, and a lot of our top teams in our region did. And we'll get you guys those scores in a second. But as you guys can see, the series layout for this one, those last 2 respawns were pretty close, as well as the search and destroy. But that first hard point on Summit, Godlike really gave it towards Revenant. But in the end, as we take a look at these replays of the series, we can say that Revenant, they did their homework on Godlike, and they gave it everything in which they had.
An interesting speculation for me, especially with these teams that are so good at respawn, at hardpoint specifically, where I look to the side of Godlike, is that their domination is always a little bit shaky, which is what Revenant was able to capitalize on, which is a little wonky to me, but you know what? 2 hardpoints is all you really need if you steal over that S&D. As we watch over the replays, we weren't in this game for the full time, but I'm sure anything you missed, you're going to see on your screen right now. I'm sure it was just a bloodbath in the hands of Godlike.
Yeah, it was. It really was, man. Godlike so far, we've seen how dominant they are in their region, but as we're here in the Eastern Finals, I'm just excited I can't wait to see them match up against Q9 at a certain point in our tournament. I'd love to see them go up against FPX and Scars, and we're gonna get a lot of those matchups tonight. Okay, we'll get a lot of those for you guys to watch at home. Now on the flip end, Godlike, they get past this first hurdle. What was the player that stood out for you when it came down towards the series in which we did watch, Allie?
Like I said, I had to say it was learned for me. Just the IQ out of him, the IQ out of Mike in the series we saw earlier as well. Now for Revenant, going down this early now, you've lost your first match of the first heat of the day. Revenant, I believe according to Bobby Plays, I said that they thought of themselves as the kings of Hardpoint and they lost both hardpoints in that series. So going now into the rest of our heat 2, you gotta think, you know, did they just, you know, chalk that up and say, you know, Godlike's just a really good team, we were nervous, it was our first match, so let's kind of just put that one past us? Or, you know, is that a lot on the mental here heading through the rest of our games?
But also think about it like this, you know, with them playing a team that's in their region, out of all of our squads that's playing today, Godlike knows Revenant probably better than any other team that's out there. So we'll see how Revenant can stack up against the other regions out there when it comes down to their hardpoint gameplay. It could just be, you know, Godlike is their kryptonite, as we've seen before when these squads have matched up. And yeah, so Revenant, good in hardpoint, but not good enough in this series to get it done. Now, we did have some other matches and highlights we want to show you guys, all right? We got Vox and DG. When it comes down towards these two teams, Allie, Vox and DG, we know Vox is the second best team when it comes down towards the Japanese region. But tell me a little bit about DG, if you can.
Tell you a little about DG. I just want to say I'm a little depressed that we didn't see a Hackney Art Dome. That's what I'm hoping for most of this day. Of course, they did 3-0 DG. I am wondering if maybe Jetsky and Jeff is kind of what they lean on when it comes to Respawn. That's going to be their big slayers. So I wonder if maybe they just didn't get any help in that region, because you can't depend on 2 players when you Respawn. S&D is a little bit more lenient when it comes to having 1 or 2 star players. But I'm guessing, you know, this is Eastern Finals. These are some of the top teams in the world, and you can't just have 2 people backpacking you through it. So Vox capitalizes on that. They 3-0 them. Now, they do struggle in hardpoint, but they're good at domination. I'm interested to see what that score ended up being like as we watch through the highlights and wonder if maybe they fixed some of that hardpoint struggle here. But again, 3-0 to Vox. That's going to be hard to start today.
Yeah, it is going to be hard to start the day. You don't want to lose in that fashion to anyone to kick off the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship, all right? Now, at least it was their first heat. Okay, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board, bounce back, get ready for the next matchup. And that's the beauty about group play. You're going to have a few different matches to come through. And, you know, you got your first one and, you know, kind of get warmed up. And you should already be warmed up. But if you fail, you got plenty more to kind of fall on your feet and make your way there towards the championship bracket, all right? You know, we know these squads, they're guaranteed some money, okay? 40,000 in their pocket, but they want more than that, all right? They're trying to come away with the lion's share of this prize and come away with that first place victory. Now, folks, I told you guys, it is the Eastern Finals, all right? We got all type of treats for you. We know you want to see 2 of the best in the game. Well, this is going to be DYG versus Q9, 2 of the best from China. Let's see, Q9, they're going to be up in this series so far, and it's going to be Ruhan, 3-1, Tang, 3-0, to be able to kick off this matchup, as we're going to be here in P1 with it contested. So far between both these squads, it is, you know, this is looking kind of interesting here. Oh, they kind of stalemated now. Maybe they got a lag out or something that's happening?
Yeah, I don't know quite what's going on here. 12-0. We are heading over to B2. It looks like maybe a little bit on our aim. The game should be going pretty all right. I believe I saw player 4-0 at one point, but they have no time on the clock. 15 seconds in the hand of Doyu currently, as it looks like they're trying to get a bit control. A lot of split spawn happening here as well from the side of Q9 as they're trying to hit into this collapse. Looks like a little of Matrix stuff going on, though, as they're trying to break into this hill, going all around the map left and right. Ron actually pushes in for free, but he can't get a kill on. He's just hanging out. They're high-fiving. They're having a good time. No clue what's going on.
Yeah, none whatsoever, but we do see multiple players, you know, connecting, going back and forth. In this matchup, some kills are coming through, but as we're going to back out of that one for a second, we'll get you guys the update on Q9 versus DYG. But until we can get that one popping off, we have had a lot of action go down so far. And
actually, you know what? I think I want to hear from the desk. The big brains over there, they have been watching all these games along with us. I got to learn what they got to say. Pocket, what about it?
It's been a party over here. You guys are crushing it up there on the wall, but here on the desk, we've got like 80 pages of notes in front of Beef Mommy. Bobby and I, our books are full. So much action, and it's happening in just the first hour. I want to start here with probably the biggest banger that I was watching, and that is FPX versus Scars. We're going to get into that Q9 game. We're going to see the end of that series. But this was one that started off 2-0 in favor of Japanese, or our #1 Japanese seed. Instead, we see our #2 seed from China come roaring back 3 in a row. Ruji had an enormous game 3 and 4. He's my player to watch so far. Beef Mommy, though, who are you looking at throughout the rest of this group? Because this is a big upset for the #2 seed from China to take down #1 for Japan. They now have to basically play perfect the rest of the day.
It was a really good start for Japan, but yeah, they dropped the ball, but I'm still pretty impressed with their performance. We were talking about this. Japan, we didn't think that they were going to be this strong going up against China, but they just proved us otherwise. This is the part where they can go, okay, we know the competition now. FPX is not a really good team to beat because, you know what, they're just really good, especially with the play that we have for Rio. Rio's really good for Scars. The fact that he can go clutch up every single time, not only in Search and Destroy, but for Dom as well. I want to talk about that Dom game. He solo held that mid ground.
We got a lot of work to do here if you're Scars. FPX winning that first matchup is massive for them. Bobby, as we break down the rest of the sheet, though, 5 of our group matches here in Heat 1 are now done. What's in your notebook?
I've been really impressed by the way the Japanese teams have performed, especially Vox. We saw them take the 3-0 victory up against Dunya Games. That was the #2 team in Garena. I will say Dunya looked a little bit shaky in the Garena playoffs going up against Almighty, but I figured they would put up more of a fight than that, especially given how close Scars was able to take FPX really down to the wire. I think the Japanese teams have come to play today.
We had Almighty walking away with a 3-1 victory. You see that over Blacklist. We're also going to see what happens as we close out the matches with our Indian teams. But what you saw there from Godlike, was it enough to have faith that India could be in our Day 2 matches? Beef Mommy, I know it's just our first hour. We got plenty more games coming.
I wish this is not going to be that same situation last week, right? For the Western Finals, where the first heat, everything was just out of control. We saw LATAM absolutely pop off. But for this time, we see every single team that we thought that wasn't going to perform do so well. But now, you asked me Godlike and Revenant. We saw Revenant actually pick up the pace, and they were pretty impressive in their stages in Stage 4. But here, in the past few weeks, we already know they can perform very well, especially against the top seed of India.
As Europe taught us, look out for that 4 seed. They can still do damage here in the Eastern Finals. For now, though, we got to focus in on one player that was catching our eye. There was one who is making a statement, and as we do every single heat, we'll be clipping out some of the best highlights. Bobby, we've got some right here. Let's take a look at what we saw in our opening hour. This is Vox doing work. Doing work. Cast 12.
Yeah, I mean, they just absolutely dominated all the way through 6-0 in the Search and Destroy. Was not remotely close at any point in the game. Absolutely made a statement and dominated all the way through.
Cass with one of the mini highlights here in our opening hour. Let us know, chat, though, which player do you want eyes on? We are live all the way up until 6, 7 a.m. here on the West Coast, and we'll be bringing you all of the biggest highlights. Heat 1 is wrapping up. Heat 2 just around the corner. Don't go anywhere. This is the Call of Duty Mobile Championship Eastern Finals. We'll be right back.
Game over. Further beyond that, looking for the third. Oh my goodness! I'm taking it up a level, gonna even that score. Oh, and he's able to get both. Hit that floor every day, all day. All I do is win. I'm the best in the world. Now let the games begin. The one gets the second. I do it when I cold show. You know there ain't no other going out with a bang. Another one. Now 1 versus 1. What is this? Game over. Ready? How you like me now? Game over. That's how I do it when I move over. You know I'm taking over. Game over. On top of the North American region, coming out of the lower bracket. Going out with a bang. How you like me now? Game over.
That's going to do some significant damage.
9 more seconds.
Coming through, and it is. The kill comes out to you, Jack.
Get those fat last couple of seconds. They won't go through. There's Contest still and Creed.
But they've got the Goliath called down and ready to go just as the hard point opens. We head under the headquarters. Vortex gone out. That's going to do some significant damage. They're also blocking off the rotation. Wait for ARP. This is magical. You've also got the grenades coming on in, and they neutralize the Goliath as soon as it's called in. Oh, a brilliant swing here for ARP as they continue to fight their way into the Hilltide.
But it's going to be Drari sitting here at full circle, just waiting for anybody to make a peek. You got the information on Sans. It should be a free kill, and it is, and he manages to stay alive and block the thumper for the 2. That puts Asylum in a 1v5. Drari picking it apart in the end. I would have had it any other way.
Wow, dude. That is some next level finesse from Drari. The other is Pepe. Those are your 2 top kill leaders right now for ARP, and they're going to catch off 2 kills. 3v3 all of a sudden. And really, ARP is all over the map. Do you read this? The answer, no. Jesus on the opposite side finds the kill. Narx just walks through the smoke, and Pepe turns on him. Now it's just down to Shift. This would be a 1v3. Diffuse possibly coming through, and it is. The kill comes out to you, Check. Yes!
Shots. There's a lot of Tribe players pushing in. The wallbang from Marshy, not seen that angle used before, but that could be huge value as Tribe gets into the hard point. Marshy's the wallbang king right now. Somehow ARP's gonna be able to break back in. They've got a Goliath, but guys, it's too late to be playing with the Goliath. He's gonna try to make use of it. They get the contest right here, and this could be the game changer. Tribe gets the break on in.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship. We are here in LA for the Eastern Finals, but last week we wrapped up the Western Finals, and that was our top 5 best moments. Allie, you were on the mic for that whole show. Drari had S&D moment after S&D moment, but for anyone who missed the action last week, what was the highlight for you? What VOD should they go back and watch?
For me, it's actually Drari and Inferno. I know you said we shouldn't keep talking about it, but those 2 single-handedly put their team in a backpack and said, all right, we're going for a ride. So I think those 2 are definitely some you should go back and watch.
Make sure you check out Stamina representing Europe. They did great, but it was Tribe and ARP at the end of the day. And Blaze, Tribe are the kings in the West, but I feel like the East, we've got a number of top dogs running for that top spot.
We definitely do, man. And maybe one day in the future we can see Tribe to go up against the best in the East because we got so much competition here, folks. And as you guys see, we're about to head into Heat number 2 and so many matchups for us to look forward to, Puckett. But the one that stands out to me is that Scars an almighty one. I think that's going to be a close.
And this is huge for Scars, right? You already got that loss to FPX. You have to play perfect. Almighty, one of the juggernauts in Garena standing in your way. Another matchup here, FPX versus Vitality, 2 1-0 teams. We're also going to see Q9 on the stage a little bit later. They're finishing their Heat 1 matchup off stream. We'll catch you guys up with everything that is happening there and show you what's happening with Heat 2 in just a little bit. Want to remind everybody, thank you for tuning in, and a shout out to all of the players who are still in the running for this bad boy. The official Call of Duty Mobile World Championship trophy is up for grabs, as is the $300,000 first place prize that goes with it. Allie, we got a whole lot of games to play still. We're just Heat 2 of our 5 tonight.
Oh, we've absolutely just scratched the surface. That was just our Heat 1 of 5, but I love to hand it off to Bobby Blaze and Beef Mommy to take you into our Heat 2.
Matchups, and I'm anticipating I will continue to be surprised throughout the rest of the night. Definitely seeming to be a less predictable region, and I mean, what really caught you off guard in our first matchups of the day?
Scars and FPX. Okay, we already said it a while ago. We kind of mentioned it. This region, 3 different regions going into the mix that we did not expect what is going to happen. And yes, we had a bunch of favorites going in, especially with their performance going into stage 5. But we already saw it in heat number 1, baby. It's gonna be very different all heat long, and we're just starting off in heat number 2. Yes, we're starting off with Funplex Phoenix and also Team Vitality, 2 very well-matched teams. So we're going into this pretty blind just because of how crazy the scores was. But how about for you? What do you think is gonna happen between here and Blacklist International and True Rippers?
I'm excited to watch this one because I think this is going to be a really good gauge of the difficulty of the different regions. You got number 3 from Garena going up against number 4 out of India. So, I mean, honestly, neither of these teams look bad off the start. Obviously, both taking the Elp. That puts them up against the wall right now, and it looks like Blacklist is going to get the hot start right here. But you know both these teams are capable of pulling out the win. They just can't afford to lose a whole lot now at this point with one loss already on the board. Solid start right here for Blacklist International. You got Jobin making the push out of control center. Not able to hit those shots. Those are the ones you got to connect on, but fortunately for him, skirting the top side. Gonna be able to find 5 already. He's continuing that spree very close to a drone. That's something that we saw play a huge role. I don't know what in the world that Hunter Killer throw was. Not going to connect right there, and he's not going to be able to get the streak. Big loss for them.
Now, this is a redo that we saw a while ago because Blacklist International went up against Almighty and Hardpoint Summit, and they lost that. So the fact that they can completely do another way around, hopefully a really good 180 for Blacklist. Really solid start here so far. 46 seconds right over there with a rotation already coming in. They have control in P2, so they already have 2F already, so that's going to be very easy for them to go and infiltrate if we see them winning all of their gunfights.
Yep, Fakes makes a push on in, finally going to find some time for True Rippers, who has looked a little shaky off the start, if I'm being completely honest. 50-4, a little bit less than ideal. We know this is a solid Blacklist team. Jobin and Skirt really popping off right now, is both of them at a 3+ KD. Fakes holding things down by himself at the hard point. Definitely some much needed time for True Rippers right here, and they've really got to get Mystic and Cheese on board right now. Both of those players struggling pretty significantly.
Ooh, we see here Blacklist with a pinch. That was going to be a very good kill, but Mystic actually shuts it down really all by himself. Shuts down the pinch and had a really good time off the hill. Now that's a lot of seconds into the side of True Rippers that they can actually go and have, but the rotation already coming in through from both of these teams. But we can see here map control for True Rippers. They have a really good hold here so far. Spawns already in their favor, and now Blacklist International needs to play some catch up.
And that's some solid early rotations on P3, but you got to make sure that you don't let Blacklist go for the flip right there. You can see players in the backside making the push. The contest goes in. You got players for both teams in the backside, but it looks like True Rippers still going to be able to maintain those spawns. That's going to be absolutely crucial for being able to win this hardpoint. Blacklist, regardless, taking time, and now they've got him in a spawn trap right now. They thought they wanted to have control of spawns, but now it's going completely against them. 10 kills on the board right there, and just like that, Blacklist stacking streaks as well.
That is a very good display of you don't need to have this spawn in order for you to actually control this hill. And now 28 seconds left on the clock, still a lot of time for both of these teams. You can already see True Rippers need to decide if they want to bring one person going to the next hardpoint. They do. Skirt taking a lot of shots already, going into a very good streak, very streaked out. And now we get to see the Dragonfire really have a big role into this hardpoint.
You got True Rippers, early rotation once again, but just like that, they rotate a little bit too early. That's going to give Blacklist an opportunity to push their way across the map. Drone going to be able to gather some information right there, and right now, anytime Skirt can get some information, more than likely he's going to find some kills as well. 18 on the board, Pred Missile to work with, finds another right there, 19, nearly 20, and we're only on the first rotation. Blacklist showing out right now in game number 1 up against True Rippers. Edgy going to be able to find one there as well. Somehow the Thumper doesn't get the kill, and he is out of ammo, but still finds a way to make the kill happen. Blacklist storms their way right in. They could win this before a rotation back to P1.
If they get the full 30 seconds, they can definitely go and take it home over here. Granted, if they don't have any kind of concession, but Fakes does a really good job, but really just denying that. But it's just for a brief moment before one by one Mystic goes in there. That's going to be very, very unfortunate, as we can see here. True Rippers just one by one going in. They're finally going in as a solid team. 15 seconds scrap points already left for them, but Blacklist International already set up for the next hill. Now for True Rippers, you need to have a really good solid hold here at 2F, because you can see a really nice power position here where you can go get everyone from control room number 2.
Big feed goes in for Blacklist right there. Cheese, not quite aware of the person sliding directly behind him, and that's going to be free hard point control for Blacklist once again. We got a drone to work with. The feed is all Blacklist International right now, and they continue to stack that lead. Cheese looking to make the push on in, but 2 Blacklist players await. They've got this doorway absolutely locked down, and that gravity vortex could potentially be enough to seal the deal. It's going to be one True Ripper player in for the contest, but only for a moment. They're trying to push in from the top side, but too many operators in play. Too much Skurd right now, 28-8. Having himself a game right here off the start for Blacklist to get the win.
It was Skurd. His presence in P2 was just absolutely amazing. But then, speaking of another Hardpoint Summit matchup, we see here Almighty and Scars battling it out. We already know Almighty won this map against Blacklist International in a very convincing fashion, but now it seems to be like Scars might actually give him a little bit of a hard time, but still the points are going into Almighty's favor, as we see here a 56-27 with 10 seconds left on the clock here in P2. The rotation needs to be made.
Ooh, huge feed for Scars right there. No question coming into this competition. Almighty, one of the favorites, especially given the level of dominance that they displayed in the Garena Championships, but Mike has something to say about it. 13 kills, pulls out the Annihilator, takes control of spawns as well. This is absolutely crucial for Scars. You gotta keep in mind they just suffered a devastating loss getting reverse swept by FPX. But they're not letting that get to them right now as they are terrorizing this Almighty team on the backside of the hard point. Pred missile to work with. There's a lot of exposed players right there. 2 more free kills. Scars is going to town.
Mike with a solo hold in spawn right now. He's still alive. There was a 3-man push going into A-Long into that P3, but he just shut them down just like that. And the moment that he knew there was still too many people, he's still going. Finally gets shut down by Heaven. And we can see here, points finally going to the favor of Scars right now. 15 seconds left on the clock. Rotation already in the favor of Almighty. And now that's going to be very impressive. With Almighty, they know how to work the IQ gameplay. And going in here P3, letting it go. Yes, you can have all the scrap points, but you want. But we're having this hill right now.
Yep, early rotation for Almighty, but they got to capitalize big time. You can see perfectly set up in the surrounding area. That cluster strike getting ready to get called in. He's going to call it in right on top of spawn. Could potentially be huge value depending on whether or not those AMT players keep spawning in, but they don't. They spawn on the inside of the building. He's going to get no value out of that. Just like that, Scar's going to be pushed back. He's knocked off of any streaks that he had. Shut up. Fennec in hand, holding down this head glitch, and right now the map control for Almighty looks impeccable despite the onslaught that we just saw out of Scars. We got operators ready to go as well, and just like that, the lead back in their control.
But then the pinch already slowly coming in from the side of Scars already, but it's just unfortunate. We saw Fanta losing that very big gunfight against Incendio here in A-Long. That is going to be very big for Scars actually going loose, but finally we get to see one more player going in there. Yes, Teen already having 1 kill, but it's just scrap points at this point. Almighty leading by just 10 mere points. Now, that's still very impressive. I like Scars here with a retaliation, but they need to go in there for that early rotation because Almighty seem to have that edge so far.
Man, this one's going to go down to the wire. 99-95 as we rotate back to P1 right here. It's so back and forth in the feed right now. No way of knowing who's going to be able to maintain this. A solid feed goes in for Scars, but just like that, AMT trades. Heaven, one of the players to watch throughout the weekend, definitely made an argument for probably one of the best Call of Duty mobile players in the world during his participation in the Garena Championships, and he's looking to maintain that title. 14-13. Not his best game so far, but it's enough to keep his team in the game right now, and it's going to be Almighty with the break back on in. Irfan J going to be able to find 2, make it 3 right there. That's going to be huge. Scars tries to get the kill right there, but the MX-9 got nerfed a little bit too hard. A little bit surprised that we're still seeing it. Once again, crazy back and forth hardpoint.
And it's interesting, a very interesting point that you brought up. MX9 and Fennec that we didn't really get to see as much. The Fennec not at all in the Western Finals, and you get to see it here, especially in this small map. I'm pretty sure, like in one of these games, we're probably going to be seeing R9 being popped up in the Summit. But again, already rotation going in here for the side of Scars. Really good play here so far. Am I going to be in that 2F? Now that's going to be very tricky because he's been doing his job so far. 23 left to his name. No, make that 24, especially with that Annihilator in hand. Oh, shuts him down. 129, 117, and Almighty, you need to go and start for the rotation.
If he can stay alive with this Annihilator, could it be enough to end the game? Absolute turn right there. Shut up, drop. Heaven's dead right now. Scars is winning every single gunfight possible. Holding down from the off angle, but he misses the shot. Big opportunity for Adapt to be able to push in right there. It's going to be Heaven finding one as well. Scars, Thumpers out. They're able to contest. Nobody on the point right now. It's contested. Almighty back in control. Rio gets shut down as well. Almighty can't win it right here, but they are setting themselves up really well. Shut up, trying to make the rotation for P3. He gets shut down from the inside. It's all Scars in the feed. I don't think they have enough time to win it right here, but it looks like they should have the opportunity to get the early rotations. They've got the perfect setup for P3.
Yeah, Almighty just spawning a little bit too far. It could have been really big if Shut Up actually won that gunfight, but unfortunately for him, drops like a fly. And we can see here, 58 seconds after the clock for them to go and take, but there you go, 148, 150. 150 and 132. That was a really big win for Scars, and for Almighty, that was a big blow for their ego. Really having a perfect score in hardpoint so far, but we're finally hopping into Blacklist International and True Rippers Esports going on here, and we get to see Blacklist International having that 1 point and also having 2 rounds already here in S&D Raid.
Skurd popped off in game number 1, and he's doing it here in game 2. 8-0 if I'm not mistaken. What a start to the day for this young man. Techno going to be able to find the opener for True Rippers. Definitely much needed in the spot that they're in right now. A beautiful 2-piece. No contest, but mid, who else but Skurd? He finally gets his streak ended as Fake's able to find him in mid-map, but still going to be True Rippers with the man advantage. Mystic trying to find his first kill of the game so far. We got Cheese with Sniper in hand. Gonna back things up right here. Maybe a little bit second-guessing himself, but they're gonna be able to retake control of that B-bomb site. Right now, all the pressure feels like it's over on Kenshi. You can hear the sniper in hand, backs up from the driveway, and now looking to make the rat back to the other side.
Pinch coming along for Blacklist International right now, and Kenshi gonna have a really great gunfight. He does get spotted right now, but it's a good thing he doesn't push a little bit too far. He needs to go and pick up the bomb already. 45 seconds left on the clock, and he still needs a lot of time. Javin, Potatoes, that shot unfortunately doesn't quite get. Cheese, that is going to be very unfortunate. That was time. Kenshi doesn't get the shots as well. He needs to go and really get the shots if he really wants it. There's 2 players right now on just 1 player of True Rippers. Come on, Black. You need to get 1 more. Finally gets 1 more. Even things up.
And those are just not shots that you can miss if you want to have a chance at making it into the playoffs. This level of competition, you're going to get punished too hard, fortunately for Blacklist. True Rippers not able to capitalize. I can't believe either of these players alive right now. It's going to be 1 player remaining for Blacklist, shut down right there. True Rippers finally going to be able to find a round right here, and looking like it might not be the blowout that it looked to be off the start. Skurd, obviously the player to watch right now. Fakes over on the side of True Rippers, trying to keep his team afloat.
There was no reason why they should sport double snipers in that round. Probably should have picked up an SMG or a Type 25. But having that, you can see the risk that you actually take. High risk, high reward, but Cheese spotting 1, doesn't quite get it. We finally see 10 popping off. We see 1 and 2 here. 1 more point for True Rippers to even things out, but it's a 4v5 situation with Tin going in there very aggressively.
Oh, Fakes, you gotta hit those shots. Just so many easy missed shots right there. Really from both teams, feeling a little bit careless right now. It's gonna be Blacklist International. Back in the lead, who else? Skurd once again. I don't know how many kills. He's got to be in double digits at this point. He was 9 last time we looked at him. 4 rounds in. My man is 10-1.
his mid-map control is just absolutely crazy. Always just winning those gunfights. We finally get to see Jabin here on the back end, trying to apply that pressure going in there, but he gets wall banged by Cheese. I wish we could have seen that in Cheese's perspective. That was just crazy. And just like that, we see here a 2v4 situation. Now we need to see some sort of slowdown, but Cheese keeps popping off here in mid.
Tin all alone. Bomb is down. Looks like right over by poolside. He's just kind of chilling up inside this kitchen, hoping he finds somebody out of position right here. Not going to be able to find anybody yet. M13, not a gun we've seen a ton throughout the weekend, but definitely a super viable option. He's really taking his sweet time, does not want to overextend toward that bomb until he's able to get a pick, and it looks like True Ripper is pretty content to sit on top of the bomb until he makes the push. He across mid, huge opportunity right here, finds one, hits the turn onto the second there as well, and now an opportunity for Tin to clutch up in the 1v3. It looks like Mystic doesn't have the read on it quite yet, but he's got the Cabana to protect him. He's going to peek out the backside right here. That's going to give Tin the information, and he's going to make the wrap back toward the bomb. Mystic super exposed right in the middle of the pool. 1 HP, but he's missing shots. He doesn't have an angle to get the kill right here. Right over top of the head glitch, but he's going to be able to regen. He chokes the shots. Mystic able to avoid the 1v3.
Big Ego challenge, what the? He had the time to back away, but he just wanted to. The head glitch, obviously, not going to be in his favor. That was just unfortunate. He could have clutched in that 1v3, but you know what? Let's take a look right now at Scars versus Almighty doing the same thing in the same map. But we can see that Almighty having that too. And yes, we know Scars had that really great hard point. But Almighty, we already know. They dropped the map a while ago against Blacklist International, so it seems like S&D isn't really their game. But you know what? Let's take a look back here. True Rippers versus Blacklist International. That was a whirlwind of a matchup. That was just absolutely crazy.
I mean, it just feels like both teams are making a lot of mistakes in the search and destroy. Jabin able to find that pick right there. Blacklist still man advantage. We do have Skirt out of the equation, and he's probably accounted for 50% of the team's kills so far, so not any type of thing that you can discount at this point, but right now True Ripper's still trying to find some map control. One player over in Tiki, trying to get some information. Two players with the wrap back toward B, and an opportunity, but you don't have the bomb with you, so I'm not really entirely sure what they're going for right now. Cheese is going to try to by himself make his way back there. Kenshi gets spotted, but the thumper shot's going to be too late. Makes his way through mid-map, a little bit of a risky move. But it looks like he's going to be able to make his way into the bomb site.
You're right about that risky play, leaving the bomb all by himself right there at poolside, but it's a good thing he was able to go and rotate, and good for him that Kenshi wasn't there to go and get him, but Jaban getting another shot, gets rid of Prism, and we see a 4v2 situation. Now that's going to be very tricky if you're going up against 4 teams, 4 players, 2 snipers in your team. But Cheese having that 4, that's going to be very difficult, but then he does get the shot. AG Techno gets one as well. 2v1 situation right now. Black, it's all in your favor. You have the advantage, but the bomb is going to go down, and Techno, it's all up to you if you can go and clutch this up.
1v2 right here. Tin doesn't have the read yet, but he's got the positioning. The spray is going to go through. Not a single bullet connecting right there. I still don't know how he's alive. What am I watching right now? They're finally going to be able to get the defuse, but once again, not a pretty round. Blacklist still maintaining that lead.
We see it a little bit too much right now in the Eastern Championships.
Yeah,
a
it
little bit
feels
of
like
dancing around.
I think they're a little bit nervous right now. Like, I feel like something's got to be off.
I mean, okay, they win it anyway. It might not be pretty, but a win is a win, and we finally get to see Blacklist International looking very strong in that search and destroy. So, True Rippers need to go respond very well with pretty interesting plays here so far. Finally, being a little bit too passive in this round. No, that might be good for them. Play for picks. As we see here, Skirt is going to be having a very amazing presence. He usually wins this gunfight, but then with Prism at the very other side of the wall, loses that gunfight. Yes, Skirt with 11 already.
Right now, Skirt just looks like a man among boys. His reads have been impeccable, unfortunately for him. The read for Fakes was just a little bit better. It's going to even things to 4-4 right here. Bomb the hands of Fakes. Making his way down across poolside. Kenshi seems to have the read at least on one of them. Accidentally mistakes one of those dead bodies for a real player. Now going to be forced to back up a little bit more. Mystic making his way all the way up into spawn, but Jabin is right there waiting, but he misses the snipe. Once again, those are the shots that have got to land. Mystic all alone, but he's able to win the gunfight right there. Players drop for both teams, now 2v2. Just like that, Techno all alone against the 2 remaining Blacklist players.
Techno doing a very solid job here so far, and yes, he only has 4 kills, but still very impressive here. Very quietly, he's going to have to retrieve the bomb, and now we see 2 players from Blacklist International applying that pressure here, making a little bit of noise. So he probably knows that there's 2 players here. He needs to go and make a play. Oh, there you go. For the distraction gameplay, they probably think he's going to be top stairs. Doing one more. You need to go and get the bomb, my dude. Come on, you have 20 seconds left on the clock, and Jabin shuts him down easily like that. The hesitation on his end was going to be very tricky from the beginning once we saw that.
He had the distraction play, and then he said, I'm going to give away my location on the other side too, so I now have no advantage. Oh my gosh, right now Blacklist looking really, really strong. Even with the struggles that Kenshi's had, you got, what, 2 players in double digits, maybe even 3 at this point. It's been the stars for Blacklist that have been able to carry them through so far and looking like they're going to be able to take the win here in Search and Destroy. Bomb goes down. One going to get dropped. Skirt has the read on him right there. Going to be able to find kill number 12. True Rippers desperately trying to find something. Absolutely beamed off a statue right there. Skirt is the father of the map right now. Tin able to find kill number 12. True Rippers absolutely torn apart right there in Blacklist.
And True
a
Rippers,
dominant win in Search and Destroy.
You can actually see where they got things wrong. And it really just is unfortunate to see, especially with the situations where they could have really just won that. But speaking of teams that might win this Search and Destroy, Almighty and Scars, that is going to be a 4-2, 150 left on the clock, and we already know, very early game, very passively, both of these teams, a 3-2 split off A and Bravo here. Almighty, very solid setup, and that's going to be very difficult to go and infiltrate, especially when you know that shut up is going to be there, especially maybe even sporting a sniper. I want to see what kind of gun he actually has here. They usually have a double sniper setup with shut up in heaven.
Yeah, this is definitely a little bit slower pace for the Search and Destroy, and definitely more what we were expecting to see out of these teams. It is going to be Scars making the push over toward the A site. Heaven in mid-map right now, trying to find a pick. It's going to be shut up with the opener right there, and I believe the bomb going to drop over on the site. Heaven's going to get spotted out by Mike right here, and now wrapping all the way back out, but he can't hit over top of those rocks. Player's going to drop anyways. Mike making his way all the way up. He's spotted out as well. Almighty still 2-man advantage right here, and now Lafayette
Sniper
left to try to clutch. Sounds like should have got the information right there. He's going to hit a hit marker. That should be enough to close it out. Irfan J cleans things up. And now Almighty 1 round away from tying things up.
Now, Mike could have actually made a difference there. Yes, he got really 1 big kill, but the information, the comms was just really good for Almighty, knowing very well that Mike was going to be right there in kitchen. That was a really good play of communication between the team. But finally, we are going to be at match point, and we see 1 player going down for Almighty. Shut up goes down, loses that gunfight. That is going to be a very big one for Fanta.
And something really interesting to keep note of is Almighty's only map loss up against Blacklist was the Search and Destroy. We just watched Blacklist play Search and Destroy, and obviously they looked relatively strong, but Almighty looking even stronger right here. Scars definitely went toe-to-toe with FPX in their matchup. That's why this side of the world, I just have no idea what to expect because every single team can bring it. We got a 2v2 right here, Adapt. Money Room trying to find a pick. Gonna get some information right there. Miss out of the Scars players. And now getting backed up. We got a big split right here for Almighty. If they can get the pinch, maybe a big opportunity, but Irfan J gonna be backed up right there. Little bit of lag, trying to figure out what's happening right here.
But you know what? While we're actually waiting for that, let's talk about what happened in that Almighty. I kind of want to find out what happened in that Blacklisted game versus Almighty. That Almighty just loss, because it was a pretty big loss, 6-1. But you know what, before we get into that, let's take a look at Godlike Esports versus DG Esports. We already know it. DG had a very hard time against Vox, Jetsky, big kills. You already know this guy is going to be very, very handy into your respawn games.
Man, especially given the loss that they suffered to Vox 3-0 in a dominant fashion. For them to come out guns blazing up against a Godlike team that dominated in the South Asia, Middle East region. Definitely looking good. Obviously, Godlike's going to fight back. Jeski tries to get the turn right there, but not going to be able to win it. Learn finally able to hit the follow-up. Players on the inside of that main warehouse building. Neutrino trying to find something. Venom with the pre-fire, not able to connect right there. And just like that, Godlike is back in this thing.
P2 is a money hill, and Godlike got a lot of points. Finally was able to catch up with the points right now from DG Esports. And now for the rotation, going into a very open area. P3 definitely going to be very hard to go and defend, but you can see DG really set up already. But I really want to have a little bit more presence into that, you know, that rooftop we have over here on top of P3, which you can actually have sights on everyone. And now we see here Rose actually winning that really big gunfight. Now we can see here slowly Godlike infiltrating that hard point.
Oh, ZZ up in the top side, beaming with the Holger right there. That's big for DG. They're going to be able to maintain hill control right here. Now lurking through top L, not able to find anybody on the push up to the top side, but he's got a gravity vortex to work with if he wants to. Looks like DG going to be able to take the lead back, and Zen holding things down with an SMG in hand. Jeff hops down, able to find one, make it two right there. Huge two-piece for DG. That maintains map control, allows them to push out for the P4 rotation as well. And it looks like they're in a really good spot as they're able to get some information. Learn's going to push on in. Still 20 seconds that can be gotten in a big gunfight win right there, but Jeff shuts things down. And it looks like an opportunity for DG to get some more of that scrap time.
Jeff again and again proves why he's such a great player. Jeff, one more. He's probably he's fully streaked out right now. He needs to go and set up. He can put that sentry gun really well here and just, nope, he's going to pull out the death machine. If you can't put a really stable sentry gun, might as well go in there for the assist with the death machine. But unfortunately for him, gravity vortex gets pulled out. Now, that's going to be a really big play for Godlike Esports.
Yep, they got to get rid of that sentry gun ASAP if they want to get a break right here. Obviously, information going to go out as the Dragonfire, one of the score streaks that's been so crucial for teams on both sides of the world so far in these competitions. I believe a cluster strike still in the possession of Jeff, as he is still just streaking out across the map. DG building on the lead right here, and oh man, Godlike spawning out in a bad way. Burns gonna be able to find that one. I'm sure they would love to be able to contest for the scrap time right here, but they just don't have any map positioning to do so. One last push. They're gonna be able to find a little bit of that scrap time, and they've got players pushed out for P5 as well. Had he been able to win that gunfight, it would have been huge, but Jeff continuing to terrorize the team. Top side right there, going to be able to win another gunfight. Now 23 on the board. The pre-fire nearly gets the turn and burn onto Burns, but it's going to be Godlike with the early rotations and the control here on P5.
This is good. This is the money hill that they need to really just pick up the points, and now the points aren't going to be that far away from each other. This is a good start for Godlike Esports. They can get all the points here if they just win their gunfights. Now, important thing here for P5, never leave second floor. You always need to have one person there just in case one person or every single one of your team loses their gunfights. And now that's going to be Trunks going in there for the assist, and that is why you need to have that one person over there.
Huge two-piece for Trunks. That's going to keep Godlike in the game right now. We got an equalizer on the inside of the hard point. There's about to be a whole lot of people on the opposite side. He knows he's got backup on that side, so he's going to push out right here. Finds kill number one. They're looking to push through that mid-entry right there, and they're going to be able to find him from the side. So DG now going to be able to get some more time right here, looking to build on the lead, which has dwindled pretty quickly, but Godlike still winning those gunfights. Trunks, KRM out. If he can get into the hard point, he's going to be tough to sweep out, and just like that, he's got his position. Question is, can he hit his shots? He's got gravity spikes to work with as well. Headshot right there, one shot, one kill. Oh my gosh, I don't know how he got spotted out right there. but that's going to be really unfortunate for Godlike, and that's going to make it really tough for them to close this one out.
Yeah, with a cluster strike already blocking one entrance, it's going to take a lot for Godlike, but it's a good thing for them. Everyone was already very safe inside the warehouse to go in there for that control in P1. But then Jetsky, big kills with the Death Machine right now, gets rid of 3, flushes out every single one of the Godlike players off of the hard point. And now we need to see a response for Godlike because 4 more points left. No, make that 1. And just like that, DG with a very convincing win. But Godlike, they were able to even things out at one point.
And it looks like we got the conclusion for Almighty and Scars right here. 5-3, an opportunity for Almighty to close it out. Incendio gonna get hit marker in the top side, but Fante tries to push in. It's a risky spot. I don't know if that's where you want to be. He misses the shot. It's all onto Rio right here. It's a 1v2. The wall bang comes through.